Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Gremlin Doodle. Thanks for the suggestion, Gremlin. You asked, what makes sunsets so colorful? Great question! We've all seen those breathtaking sunsets, the ones that turn the sky into a masterpiece of pinks, oranges, purples, and reds. They're the kind of sunsets that make people pause, take a picture, and then immediately ruin it by adding an unnecessary, inspirational quote. But have you ever wondered why sunsets look like that? Is the sky just showing off? Is it nature's way of saying, hey, sorry about the whole waking up early thing. Here's something pretty? Well, get ready, because we're diving into the science of how light, air, and weather join forces to create the ultimate evening sky show, right here on Explaining Everything. To understand sunsets, we first need to talk about light. Yes, I know. Science time. Sunlight, despite looking plain old white to us, is a mix of all the colors in the rainbow. Each color has a different wavelength, and those wavelengths determine how they interact with our atmosphere. Now, here's where things get interesting. During the day, the sky looks blue because of something called Rayleigh scattering, which sounds fancy but is just light bouncing off tiny particles in the air. Blue light has shorter, smaller waves, so it gets scattered all over the place, filling the sky. That's why, when you look up, you don't see a giant rainbow 24/7, though that would be awesome. But when the sun starts to set, things change. The sunlight has to travel through more of the atmosphere to reach your eyeballs, and all that extra air messes with the way light scatters. Blue and violet light waves, which are the weakest of the bunch, get scattered out before they reach us, leaving behind the stronger, longer wavelength colors, reds, oranges, and pinks. Sunset is like nature's VIP lounge, and blue light just didn't make the guest list. Okay, so now we know why sunsets favor red, orange, and pink. But why do some sunsets look meh, while others look like something Bob Ross would be proud of? The answer: weather. Things floating around in the air, like dust, smoke, pollution, and water vapor, affect how the light scatters. If the air is too clean, the sunset might just be a basic warm glow. If there's too much pollution, the colors can look muted and dull. But if conditions are just right, you get those deep, rich hues that make people pull over on the highway just to take a picture. Not recommended, by the way. Clouds also play a big role. High-altitude clouds can reflect the sunlight in wild ways, creating stunning purple and pink streaks across the sky. Meanwhile, low, thick clouds just block the show entirely, like that one tall guy at a concert who insists on standing right in front of you. Ever notice that some places seem to have better sunsets than others? That's because geography also plays a role. Deserts and coastal areas. These places often have the best sunsets because they have lots of tiny dust and salt particles in the air. These help scatter light in a way that creates bold, dramatic colors. So, yes, your beach vacation does come with a scientifically superior sunset. Mountains. The high altitude and thin air mean less interference, so the colors can be incredibly vivid. Plus, when the sun sets behind a mountain range, you get those cool, shadowy effects. Big cities. Pollution can create some interesting effects, sometimes making sunsets more intense, but other times turning them into a murky, smoggy mess. Sunsets in cities are a gamble. Because sunsets are so beautiful, people have come up with all sorts of interesting and sometimes ridiculous explanations for them. The sky catches fire. Nope, the sun isn't setting anything on fire. It just looks that way because of the way the atmosphere filters light. Sunsets are brighter when it's hotter outside. Also, nope, temperature doesn't directly impact sunset colors, but heat can stir up dust and particles, which can make sunsets look more intense. If the sunset is red, it means tomorrow will be nice. This one has some truth. The saying "red sky at night, sailors delight" comes from the fact that red skies often mean high pressure systems, which usually bring good weather. But it's not foolproof, so don't go planning a picnic just because the sky looks pretty. All right, now that we know the why, let's talk about the how, as in how to catch the best sunset. Find the right spot. High places, beaches, or open fields give you the best views. Avoid places with a lot of tall buildings, unless you're on top of one. Then you're golden. Check the clouds. A few scattered clouds can amplify the colors, but an overcast sky is just going to block everything. Timing is everything. The best colors often show up after the sun has dipped below the horizon, so stick around for the encore. Avoid streetlights and city glow. Light pollution can dull the effect, so if you can, go somewhere with darker skies. So, what have we learned today? Sunsets are colorful because of Rayleigh scattering, which kicks blue light out and lets the reds, pinks, and oranges shine. Weather, clouds, and air particles all play a role in how epic a sunset looks. Some places are just naturally better at sunsets. Sorry, city folks. And no, the sky is not actually on fire, no matter how dramatic it looks. The next time you see a stunning sunset, you can impress your friends with all this scientific knowledge. Or just sit back, enjoy it, and resist the urge to caption your sunset photo with "Live, Laugh, Love." If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.